It was a busy time on the island of Sodor. All the engines wanted to finish their jobs quickly, because tonight was Halloween. The engines loved seeing children in their Halloween costumes, and they also liked seeing Sir Tom Hatt's firework display. And they also liked hearing some ghost stories. On this particular night, Edward was telling James, Percy, Donald, and Douglas about a story of an engine who got scrapped in a scrapyard. Some say that the workmen heard a whistle of an engine approaching them. Some say that they've seen an engine disappear into thin air. And so for many years on this very Halloween night, the ghost engine returns to the smelters looking for our engines to frighten away.
Ooh, spooky,
the engine said, all shivering a little. Later, the fat controller arrived. James and Percy, I have a special job for you. You two are to go to the smelter's yard to collect some important delivery of iron and take it to Brendam Docks before dawn. And he left. On Halloween, said Percy. I've had too much frights there on Halloween nights. What if the ghost engine from Edward's story is real there? Don't be so silly, pouted James. There are no such thing as ghost engines. Alright there, snickered Donald. Make sure you don't get caught by the ghost engine, smirked Douglas. Stop being ridiculous, snapped James. Now if you'll excuse us, we have an actual important job to do. Come on, Percy. James and Percy chopped a little anxiously through the thickening fog. It seems very quiet out there, said James. And dark too, said Percy, a little timidly. As they got to the smelters, Percy's anxiety began to grow. This is giving me the creeps, said Percy nervously. James started to feel scared too. They moved cautiously through the yard. Diesel, Arry, and Bert were hiding next to the long line of freight cars. They were up to no good. We have to carry out the boss's orders, sneered Diesel. Arry and Bert agreed. As James and Percy moved past the Diesels, they moaned and roared like scary ghosts. It sounded a little spooky. What was that noise? Stuttered Percy. James, I thought you said there was no such thing as ghosts. It's probably just the wind, said James, a little nervously. Then what can you say to that? Said Percy, looking to his left. As he and James saw two flatbeds moving back and forth on their own. What the? Said James, scared. Oh, let's get out of here, said Percy. This place is giving me the creeps. And they raced off. They couldn't have known that Diesel, Arry, and Bert were using the flatbeds to scare them by moving back and forth. They were happening to have a good time, having fun. James and Percy pulled up to the smelting shed. They were very terrified, but they knew they had to go in. That ghost better not be in there, said James. Oh, I hope not, said Percy nervously. They moved cautiously inside. As they went inside, chains clanked, and some scary shadows danced across the walls of the shed. Said James. Percy was just backing up to get some freight cars when suddenly a great whoosh of sparks lit up the place inside the shed.
I don't like this,
squeaked Percy. He was so scared, he didn't even notice an old tarp hanging above the ceiling. It fell right on top of Percy. Then Percy shot forward like a jackrabbit. When James saw what looked like a ghost engine racing towards him, he screamed with terror and raced off. Run for your life! James called to the Diesels. "There's a ghost engine after me!" Diesel, Arry, and Bert were horrified. Quickly, they ran off with James in front of them and Percy with the ghost engine after them.
Help!
Cried Percy from under the tarp.
The ghost has got me!
All 5 engines were heading straight for Timothy's sheds. The sheds seemed to be quiet and peaceful, and all the engines were happily sleeping together. James's whistle soon woke them up. "Lord sakes, Dougie, it's James!" cried Donald. "Aye," said Douglas, "and he's with the Diesels." The 4 frightened engines raced into view. "Stop!" both twins screamed. James, Diesel, Arry, and Bert braked hard and screeched to a stop. "What in the name of Fat Controller's great-great-grandmother are you doing?" scolded Donald. "Racing backwards in dangerous speeds," agreed Douglas. "James, you should have learned that by now." "Never mind that," said James. "There's a ghost engine right in front of us." Just then Percy ran under a single gantry and the tarp flew off, revealing himself. "That wasn't a ghost," chuckled Donald. "Aye," laughed Douglas. "It's Percy." The 5 engines weren't scared now. However, they did feel one thing. Foolish. "What on earth is going on?" boomed a familiar voice. It was the Fat Controller. "It has woken me from my sleep." "Sir," stammered James. The flatbeds were moving back and forth all by themselves. "And we thought we heard some moaning," added Percy. The Fat Controller turned to Diesel, Arry, and Bert. "Do you know anything about this?" he asked crossly to them. "It was all 3 of us, sir," admitted Diesel. "In that case," said the Fat Controller, "as your punishment, you'll collect the iron at once and take it to the jugs." "Yes, sir," said Diesel, Arry, and Bert all together, and they rolled away, as solemn as they are. Soon James and Percy were in their berths at Tim's sheds. "I was right all along," said James. "There were no such thing as ghosts." "It's only Diesel, Arry, and Bert up to their usual tricks," said Percy. And with that, the 2 engines fell asleep. "Thanks to your stupidness, my plans are all ruined. Sorry, boss." "Don't sorry, boss, me. I know you did." "Calm down, Pinchy. It seems that my plan is way too unfortunate, and then we have failed this whole thing on Halloween. What do you suppose we do next, boss?" "I suppose we plan some kind of revenge back to steam engines so that they won't bother us anymore, and then we'll be able to get some peace at last." "How is that gonna go?" "I'll plan some other time, but in the meantime, please keep yourselves out of trouble." "Wow, he is one heck of a diesel." "Bert!" "What?" "Shut up!" "Fine."